everybody, it is Romania Black, and we are rounding out our Patreon commissions for the month of June 2026. And Jason N has requested a lovely commission to end our month, In the Mood for Love. As you all know on my channel, I am a blind reactor. I love to react to movies, to manga, to anime, to donghua, to danmai, and all fun animated things like that. And I'm a blind reactor, so I like to go in knowing as little as possible. And all I know about this film is that it's from the year 2000. In the year 2000. That's all I know. I just know it was the turn of the century, and which is crazy. 2000 was 26 years ago. I don't like that at all. But Jason has requested this movie. I know little to nothing about it. I'm watching it through HBO Max. There was a Huckleberry, be nice. My dog's like growling in the corner for no reason. So, although it is storming outside, so that could be it. On HBO Max, there was like an intro to the movie, but I didn't watch it because I was afraid that it would, because sometimes those intro to movies are like, in this film, such and such happens and ruins the whole plot. So I didn't want to watch that. So I skipped ahead, but we are watching this through HBO Max. There are subtitles. I double checked on a scene. And so that's all I know. But thank you so much, Jason, N, for this commission. I really appreciate it. And thanks to everyone on the Patreon commission tier for this month. I have watched some amazing things. They've been so much fun. You can check out my Patreon commission playlist on my YouTube channel as well as on Patreon and see what everybody commissioned for this month. They were all amazing choices. So I'm excited. I'm assuming by In the Mood for Love, it's a romantic film, but that's all I know. So we're just going to find out, eh? So because of copyright and things like that, I am watching my headphones. There will not be audio. You can sync it up. But if you like seeing the portrait or the picture-in-picture as you sync up, there will be a link to that down below. We just have to do it this way because that's what we got to do on this platform. Take it up with YouTube. Anyway, so I've got my tea. I'm ready to go. We are going to get started and see what is in store for us. And hopefully we'll all be in the mood for love. And we're going to start that here in 3, 2, 1, and let's dive in. I have the Criterion Collection usually means it's a good thing. If you're a Criterion Collection, you were selected for a reason. Dun, 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 dun. Is this Touchstone? I don't think I've seen this since Jurassic Park. Oh, it's Universal. Yep. Universal Studios. Oh, okay. Is that Chinese? Be nice, Huck. Present. In the Mood for Love. Starring Maggie Chung Manyuk, Tony Leung Chi Wai, directed by Wong Kar-wai. It is a restless moment. She has kept her head lowered to give him a chance to come closer, but he could not for lack of courage. She turns and walks away. Hong Kong, 1962. Oh. Oh, I love those roses. We're being very floral today. I love those roses on that dress. Uh-huh. Okay, so she's married. Keeping all that hair pinned up, Hello, sir. Oh. Oh. Interesting. The most fashionable landlord this side of Hong Kong. Be nice. Dogs are at my feet and Huckleberry's being grumbly. Okay, so we have two couples moving in. The idea of moving and carrying things upstairs just sounds awful. Luckily, whenever I've moved somewhere, it's all been on like a first floor, so I've never had that issue. Okay, Mr. Chow and Mrs. Chan. Oh my gosh, they're moving in at the same time. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah, what a coinkydink. Moving in on the same day, huh? Oh, Mr. Chan will be back till next week. Uh-huh. And left you to move in everything by yourself? Seriously. She's so skinny. Uh, hang that mirror carefully. It's fragile. Ah. Oh. Where's his wife? Uh-huh. Okay. Oh. Oh. Was that his wife? Chow's wife? Okay, it is. Okay. It's interesting we didn't get to see her face. Oh, is she getting dolled up for him? Is that supposed to be him? I love her hair flipped out. And we don't get to see her face. I love her hair flipped out. That looks awesome. Was she trying to like... Okay. Because there's Mr. Chow. My dog, of course. It's interesting that we've got Mrs. Chan and Mr. Chow, but we haven't seen... Oh, we've only seen the back of his head. Are they playing like Mahjong or something? I like the 60s fashion. Oh. That slit in that skirt, girl. I love her fashion. 2 to 4 weeks. Is her boss... Is her boss a lesbian? Does she need it for her and her partner? Is that what's happening? Or does she have a work purse and a out-of-town purse? I love her fashion. Her dresses and the patterns on them are really cool. Mrs. Ho! Uh-huh. I know it's not Ho that way, but you know. Be nice, Huck. Oh. Oh, he's Mr. Ho. This poor woman is having to do everything on her own. She's a regular old Selena Kyle here. She's so skinny. Oh, do they work in the same place? isn't that Mr. Chow? Also, I love the paneling on the wood there. That's great. It feels so like claustrophobic in a way. Get noodles at this hour. I bet she's kind of lonely being all by herself. Like if she's used to having her husband and he's gone for work. Oh. I love her flipped out hair. And his like double striped tie. Love that. Huck, be nice. Dog is growling at my feet for no reason. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's Ming. Wasn't she just talking to him on the phone? Interesting. Didn't she just talk on the phone to Ming? Mrs. Koo! Ah. Okay, so the rice cooker's Miss Chan's. She's like, don't mind me. So he's in Japan quite a bit. Mr. Chow can get it. He's very handsome. I like her little house slippers. Man, she's having her husband bring back everything from Japan, being like, hey, while you're here, get this. He's like, don't remind me that my wife's home late. Also, I love her eyeliner. Like, it looks really pretty. Like his little chain wallet. Everybody's all about this rice cooker. Oh. Ooh. Interesting. He's very matter of fact, yeah. Mr. Chow's wife is a little suspicious because she works late and he doesn't quite know what she's doing. But other people do? Uh. Oh. Oh. Ew. Yeah, he's like, I'm not too sure. My wife's a little sketchy. Maybe. I don't think he thinks his wife is sketchy, but she seems a little bit. Yeah. No, sir. You're creepy. No. That's called stalking. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, ping. How about we don't ping? Let's leave Miss Chan alone. And her amazing wardrobe. Dang, she has the best fashion. All of her dresses are nice. Hmm. 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 They like have instant chemistry kind of. And you can tell he kind of is maybe a little bit attracted to her, but she doesn't seem to be attracted to him yet. Oh. So him and his wife had a quarrel. Hmm. Hmm. Indeed. The plot thickens. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. That's not good. That's not good. Ah, maybe she's home by now, or maybe she's not. That's a problem. Oh, if she's not home, that's not good. To these slow motion walks of these women. You can tell that it's Mrs. Chan by like the way that her hair is. Her little cantina. Don't mind me dabbing musk on my forehead. Hmm. Just minding her own business. All by her lonesome. Does her husband at least call her while he's gone on these trips? Maybe? At least? Did they just miss each other? Really? Damn. Like, you could kind of instantly feel the connection between the two of them, at least from his perspective. Like, I don't think she's ever thought about straying from her husband, but he kind of gives the impression of he kind of knew his wife maybe was a little shady. I feel for this guy. Like, he wasn't doing anything wrong, and his wife's being kind of shady. Oh. Huh. Yeah, what for? That sounds like a you problem. What? Yeah, what'd you expect? That seems drastic. Yeah, no. Quite fey. I like these canteens they have just like for water and stuff. Just these, they look like Stanleys, like the old legit Stanleys. Uh Everybody has that one friend and you're like Chow is like, "Oh my god. You're lucky that we are friends." How did we become friends? Uh-huh. Sure. Sure you will. Ah! Uh-oh. I knew he was going to bring her up. Ooh, he stopped moving entirely. No. I doubt that. Okay, so Mr. Ho is her boss. There's so much clutter there. Bye bye. I like how some things just are euphemisms that just carry across cultures, like bye bye. Ooh. Is this a euphemism for something? Oh, good old fashioned sexism, getting the lady at the secretary to buy the wife a gift. Because you can't think of something yourself. She's like, I really don't want a third wheel. Well, that's nice of him. Good on you, Mr. Ho. You should buy your wife your own gifts, but good on you for that. Huh. I wonder what film she was going to go see. Oh. Is that Mrs. Chow? Is she alone? Oh. Meaning go away. You prying. You prying. I think she knows. Oh, bitch, no. There was somebody else there. And she knows there was somebody else there. Was Mrs. Chow with Mr. Chan? What? What? Because she said it was your wife. Does she know? Oh. So I think she knows her husband's cheating on her. It's referring to, is he asking her to tell his husband, I guess? Uh, oh. So is he having an affair too? Did she take off her wedding ring? Or does she still have it on? You can't hardly see because the hand's in the way. Oh, I don't think she's wearing a wedding ring. Maybe I'm wrong. I wish they'd show us. Okay, no, she still has the wedding ring on. Okay. That's a veiled reference. I don't know if I'd be able to stand working in an office if somebody was sitting there typing on a typewriter right beside me. I think I'd be like, you can go. Ha! Maybe he was uncomfortable that she noticed and said something about it. And then they go and meet each other again. There's like Mr. Chow is very handsome, but there's this air when he looks at her, there's just like an air of desperation. Like he's trying to connect with her so badly. And like he has a suspicion that his wife's having an affair, but he doesn't know with who. She, I think, knows that the wife of him is having an affair, but she also, I think, knows it's with her husband. She must have really coarse hair to have all that hair up in that bun. There's nothing more noir than a shot of a man in a suit in the rain with a cigarette. I don't condone smoking, but you cannot deny the cinematic noir and visual appeal that it has. Like, she's so sad because she's like just alone. Ah, ooh. About that. She's like, sure she is. Sure, Jan. Aw. Hmm. I love these ladies that their landlords all playing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's always dressed up, like very proper. Like she clearly is just classy. Oh, that dress is cool. I love the see-through. Ah. I love that dress with the see-through top part of it. That's so chic. I love that. Man, back in the day, everybody knew everybody's business because all those phones were just all connected, being like, hey, it's for you. There was no privacy. Oh. You know, not that we're on a date or anything. I'm still married. Fussy, hussy, those are words. Hmm. Hmm. Good point. Yes, they would. Yes, especially because of that. Wouldn't want to see the same purse. I don't know if the Birkins come in other colors, but I have to ask my husband. Mm. They both find ways to tie back to their spouses. Like that little jade cup. Oh, like it immediately panned to him. Oh. Oh my God. Yeah, coincidence. Does she know that her husband got the tie? The way her eyes shone in that moment, like she knew it. Oh. Oh, I think you both know. I think you both know your spouses are having an affair. Oh, wow. So they both know their spouses are having an affair with each other. Well, it just works out. You two have an amazing chemistry, so. Wow. The rose jewelry. I mean, oh. Shane, like, I ain't no hussy. Hmm. Did she make the first move with him? She keeps bringing up the wife. Is this the alternate version? Oh. She's trying to imitate, like, making the first move and it. Ooh. Damn. Damn. I like her pearlescent nails. Those are pretty. Back at it again, are we? They kind of match a little bit. Why does it matter what the wife likes? Uh, I like that we don't get an answer there. Y'all gonna talk? She got a big old steak. Aw. It's supposed to be like Dijon mustard. Oh, it's hot mustard. Ah! Oh, girl, don't drink water. He ain't got any on his plate. Whew. Oh. Hello, sir. Hmm. Is he? Are they both trying to imitate each other's spouses? I don't think she's anything like his wife, though. Even if he tries to be like the husband. Huh. Well. Hmm. Really? Oh. Oh. Interesting. Is the wife with the other husband? That's not good. Oh. Yeah, what do you think they're doing right now? Yeah, she's with the other husband. Oh, that's like straight out of a museum. In the red. Ooh. And it's like the see-through. Ooh. Are you? Are they getting out like in different times so that people don't expect that they're together? I'm like, but you know your spouses are cheating on you with each other, so why does it matter at this point? Unless you just don't want the neighbors to know. They probably don't want the neighbors to know. We did not have umbrellas in Hong Kong 1962. The architecture is so interesting. I'm not a big fan of Ping. I'm not the biggest fan of him. Yeah, no. Well, she's like, well, then if you don't want the kanji, that's great. What do you need? I've heard kanji does wonders. Mm. Uh. Uh-huh. Shut up. Shut up. She made it for him. Hmm. Playing hard to get. She's always at the movies by herself. I was gonna say, is he gonna invite himself to the pictures? Mm. 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 Right? Yeah, that's interesting. Hmm. Maybe happier. Oof. Oof. Hmm. Damn. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. But does she want him back knowing what she knows? No, it's not. Yeah, what do you do? Because I don't know if they could divorce back then. It's a proposition. Oh, why, yes, in my apartment over noodles. I wondered. Yes, after Ping mentioned it. Mm-hmm. What a coinkydink. Huh. I feel bad because her conversation about being married is so interesting. They're both like lonelier being married than they would be by themselves. That's sad. There's something about like a 60s office space. I kind of love it. It's so like there's like a messiness to it, but I like it. Oh, dude. Ooh, again, the aesthetic. That room would stink so bad, but it looks so cool. Very seductive. Yeah. Oh, you know that place would be just rancid to smell, but it looks amazing. That's a shot. I guess during that time in China, you probably couldn't divorce, so they were just trying to like, we're gonna make it work, I guess, even though we know our spouses are both kind of terrible. Mm. And they always do the foreshot of like the ring, the wedding ring in frame so that you know that they're still married. Like the little tiny globe. Ah, and like her going from listening, from reading the papers by herself and him walking by her to now him asking her about it. Nice. And her like giving him the paper to look at too. Oh my God. Oh, nope. Let's not. Let's not. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, that's Mr. Chow. I know from that wallet chain. Oh, she's in his room. Oh, wow. And I don't think they're like having sex or anything. I think they're just helping each other write this martial arts serial. And, but nobody knows that their spouses are cheating. Everybody playing Mahjong in this house. It's just a party central here. That's what they all say. Just 8 rounds, they say. Probably. Yeah, you believe that? Yeah, yeah, yeah. How gentlemanly of you. His little soapbox room. When did he get written in? Just now. Oh, I love the reflection. That's cool. Yeah, you can tell she's like not comfortable with this because they're like not messing around, but they are together, and that just looks. These people, do they not get hung over? Probably. Ooh. She's like, awesome. I mean, that is true. Is that rice like in a bag? They're just still there all day. That room looks so claustrophobic if that's like his whole place. The slippers. The slippers. The slippers. The slippers. The slippers. Shit. She left her slippers in that room. All day. All day, man. She's like, oh, thank God I'm back in my room. Oh, that's a nice shot, too. There's some really good cinematography in this movie. There's some, like, really good shots. Dude, if I saw the slippers, I'd be giving them back. Because that wife's going to find them and freak out. Right? Uh-huh. Oh. Oh. Hmm. But I don't want gossip. She's like, why need to go to move to a new place if we're not doing anything? Save the money. Oh, she can be biting, but I love it. Okay, whenever there's the red curtains, does this not have a Twin Peaks feel? With this, the red curtains and this hallway, does it not feel like Twin Peaks and the Red Lodge? Does it, or the Black Lodge? Does it not feel like that? It feels Twin Peaks. I don't know if this red room is supposed to be like a metaphor for like their desire for one another, because, or if it's like when he has desires. She just cannot help but look incredible. I get that true. That dress is amazing too. Damn, girl. This boss is like the nicest ever. Mr. Ho's like, hey, take off early today. Hey, get out early. I'll stick around. Hey, don't worry about it. Hey, he's not a bad boss at all. He's pretty chill. I like him. Oh, she looks incredible. The pearl earrings, the blue, the red jacket. Awesome. Love it. 10 out of 10. Total stars. The only thing is, I wish the lipstick was a little bit more red to match, but what is happening? She looks iconic. What is going on? What is this red room? Why is there a nurse? What is happening? Did something happen to the wife? Is this a hospital? Or is this a hotel? What? Oh. Oh, so it's a hotel. Okay. She's like, we ain't gonna have an affair like our treacherous spouses. Oh, that is devious. Devious. Man, all the mirrors, all the reflections, and looking through reflections. What? And that's her. So is he just. Okay, so that's his other apartment. That's like the first genuine smile we've seen from her. Wow. I like how it started out with him kind of, yeah, wanting her, and now it's kind of like started to go back in his way, his direction. Okay, there's the husband, right? Or no, is that? Was that the husband? Because that's Chow. Oh, is she singing? Iconic. Her outfit's iconic. I'm never going to be over her fashion. She just needs to match the lipstick to it better. But other than that, 10 out of 10. That's the husband. She's like, well, That took a longer than it should have to say that. Like how she's just holding the chopsticks. Oh, because you're imitating him. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. He's helping her react. Like, he's helping her work on the reaction when she finds out her husband has an affair. Oh my God. The way she was holding those chopsticks, she was going to ram him into his heart. She's good. I love that they're working on how she would react. Is she going to help him respond about his wife? Ooh. Ooh, that was an even colder reaction. Ooh. Ooh, that was worse than the slap. Mm. Yeah, but still. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Hey, you all were bitching because she was lonely because her husband's away all this time. Tie that man down. She's like, thanks for telling me. I didn't know that without you telling me. Ain't none of your business, Mrs. Swin. Ain't none of your damn business. That sucks. That really sucks. That really sucks because she knows her husband's cheating on her. Yeah. Damn, she got some veiny arms. Oh, that sucks. Uh, legendary outfits. Veggie wonton sounds actually really good. She's like, thanks for the wontons. I don't play Mahjong. hate that the landladies have made it their business to tell her what to do. I'm like, you know what? It's not her fault her husband's gone on business. Let the woman go out and see people. Like, she's not even sleeping with the other guy. She's just riding with him. But I kind of hate that. I hate that because she's technically married. She can't go out, you know, and have other friends. Don't like that. Not one bit. She's like, well, gee, thanks. I'm glad I stayed here and did nothing. I mean, I guess she could have played the game, but she didn't want to. You can tell she just doesn't like hanging out there. Her nail color is amazing. Like, what an fashion icon. Does that cup have fish painted on it? Or is it just the flowers? The ennui, the angst. Meanwhile, who's the cutest man in the office space? Mr. Chow. This debonair man. Oh. Was it actually Mr. Chow or was it Mr. Chan? These are important questions. You're not just gonna call him back? Mr. Ho's like, not any of my business, but oh, you could hear the thunder in this ear. Her like hair's frazzled. Is he gonna go find an umbrella? Are these sacred treasures of such hard times? I'm amazed nobody has an umbrella. Hey, look what you found. Yes, absolutely. Come on now. Ah. Hmm. I hate it. I hate that they can't just like be seen as friends, even if they were more like they're not doing anything. Oh, in Singapore. job? How's that work? You're gonna leave her by herself? Oh. Oh. But you do like her. Girl, I could have told you that from the first 5 minutes. I think it was the first time. Oh. Prepared. How do you want to be prepared? How does that work? What did he do? Did he kiss her? Did he not? Oh, no. Well, hell, if he's a cheater, he's going to cheat on her. Stop. Don't. Girl, follow him to Singapore. Take a vacay. Mr. Ho will let you. That boss is amazing. Leave your cheating ass husband and go see Mr. Chow in Singapore. You hopeless wench. Oh my gosh. Are you joking? Like rehearsing if he had to leave? Oh. Oh. And the way he holds her. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Son of a bitch. So he's basically like, this is... Oh. And that's how she realized that she liked him. Oh. Because she's like, I didn't want to go through having you leave. Oh my God. Really? Wish his wife a happy birthday. Is this a happy birthday song? I love the cinematography of it going back and forth like that. That's so good. That's so good. Oh, absolute cinema. Answer the damn phone. Bitch. Oh, in the red hotel room, in the red room. Oh! Is that a good smile or a bad smile? I like the song, like the soundtrack of this movie is really good. And him just kind of like just and that's the same wallpaper. Was he already gone? Was he already gone? Oh, oh no. Surely he couldn't leave without her. Okay, so Singapore the next year. What are you looking for? Oof. Is that lipstick on it? Hmm. Oh my god, Ping, really? Really? No. Oh my god. I'm just an average guy. God. Bullshit. Hmm. Girl. Girl. We know that nail polish anywhere. What was that? Yeah. How'd she get in his apartment? You haven't got very good security in here, sir. Are you gonna stand there and wait for him? You best not be leaving. You came all the way here. Oh. And that's where the cigarette came from. Don't be taking up smoking, girl. If she leaves, she better come back. With them dang slippers. With them dang house slippers. Girl. Girl. You made it all this way here. Now is not the time to screw the pooch. You made it all the way here. You best not be leaving before you see him at least once. 1966? What do you mean 3 years later? Oh, wow. Her hair is different. Wow, her like hair being different changes everything about her look. She looks incredible. Damn, her hair looks amazing. I didn't think I'd like it, but I love it. Oh, is she not wearing a wedding ring? Oh. We can't see her wedding ring. Oh. Ha! That's mainly what she's worried about. Mm. I don't think she has a wedding ring on. Mm. I don't think she has a ring on, y'all. Hmm. Oh. Oh. Does he not have a wedding ring either? Oh. Oh. Did she have a kid? Damn! Give me some answers, movie! Ugh. What used to be. That era has passed. Nothing that belonged to it exists anymore. Okay. So she's still with the husband? Come on, Cambodia. Is this French? Felt like we just became a different movie in the final 10 minutes. Why did he come to Cambodia? Is the kid his or is the kid the husband's? Mr. Chan's? Because she wasn't able to leave. Oh, carve the hole and tell your secret. Did you have to go all the way to Cambodia to do this? I love the monk watching him. I'm sad they are not together. I really am. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. I mean, these are gorgeous shots. The cinematography is incredible. I'm not ready for a bittersweet ending. I'm not ready for a bittersweet somber ending. Ugh. How dare this movie edge us? How dare. Ugh. Ugh. I feel like they were like, hey, we were in Cambodia to film for a day. Can we just add this in? Oh. What? What does do in a pen? Oh, no! Damn it! Damn it! Did they see each other for like a hot second? Did they see each other for a hot second at the end? And when they were at the window and that was it? Oh my god! Ah, oh, you bastards! In the mood for love, more like in the mood for yearning, am I right? Oh my gosh! What? What? Oh! Okay, so this movie was very good. Very good. Lots of style, lots of ambiance, lots of things to talk about. It started to remind me of another movie, and then I want to talk about that other movie because it's one of my favorite movies of all time here in a little bit. But this was a really good choice. So thank you, Jason N. Great commission. Awesome commission, actually. I think as an English teacher, we talk about the 7 elements of fiction. I teach like a sophomore level English class more than anything else. And it is, by and large, we talk about the 7 elements of fiction so much, which is your characters, your plot, your setting, your style, your symbolism, your point of view, as well as your a theme. The theme is the last one. So I think of all of the elements of fiction, the one that stands out the most is style for me. This is such a style, and it has substance. Don't get me wrong. This is not a style over substance conversation, but style, the cinematography, the sound design, the way that they slowed down shots of them moving, the way that there was repetition, like them going to get the noodles back and forth again. This movie will make you hungry. That's for sure. You'll want to eat like a whole bowl of noodles every time. And the way that, like, Maggie Chung, we're going to talk about the Wikipedia phrase for this. Maggie Chung plays the main woman. Eloquent, like elegant, styled, like her wardrobe amazing. She had such a distinctive silhouette. Like she just was decked to the nines. I love how they commented that even going to get noodles, she was decked to the nines. Like she had a presence. So much like just charisma, like oozing off the screen. And then you had Mr. Chow. And he was just like, you could tell when he was in the shot because he had like the chain wallet. You could see it even if it was out of frame. Like there were little tiny details the movie would hit so well that if you were paying attention, you could notice, like you didn't even have to see the faces to know who was in a scene. You could see who was in the scene. You could see what was happening. It was just, it was so good. It was really good. I thought it was fantastic. But let's look at the Wikipedia page. So this movie came out in 2000. In the mood for love. Or Flower-like years, the prime of one's youth. I kind of think Flower-like years would have been a better title for this movie because In the Mood for Love, this was not really, to me, you could argue it's about love, but it's about yearning. It's about tension. It's about like the yearning for love, which I guess is in the mood of, but I think it's more like the flower because the flower like bloomed and then it wilted, right? And then it kind of just, it came and went, right? It was this fleeting sense of yearning that did not sustain itself, which we'll talk about a little bit. It's a 2000 romantic drama film written and directed and produced by Wong Kar-wai. Written, directed, and produced, like their style is stamped across this movie. It is absolutely like you can just, it's very distinct and unique. I like that about it. An international co-production between Hong Kong and France. Okay, is that why the one like segment right before he goes to Cambodia is in French? Because I was like, with the soundtrack, it was wild. There was like a Spanish song in there, and then they were speaking in French about Cambodia. I was like, what? So, okay, that makes more sense that there was French filmmakers involved in this. So yeah, it takes place in 1962. I was expecting the 62 to 63 time jump when they were talking about Singapore. Wasn't expecting 3 years after that going to Cambodia. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that at the very end. But yeah. And so one thing that is really cool is that you discover alongside the couple that their spouses are having an affair with one another. And I mean, I think you could tell that Mr. Chow's wife was having an affair right from the start, but then you find out it's with Mrs. Chan's husband and it's like, And then the worst part is that at the end, when he sees that she has a son, it's not his son because they never got together. So he knows she didn't leave her husband and that they had a kid and she's still with him. And for him, that's just like not like he was able to leave his wife, apparently. He left his wife, but she couldn't ever go through with confronting the husband and leaving him, which kind of sucks for him because he's like, I would have been with you, but, and it was awful because she like went to see him in the room to leave with him and he'd already gone. It's like, son of a bitch, no, like they just missed each other. Like, so yeah, apparently it's the second installment in a trilogy. So there's Days of Being Wild in 1990 and 2046 that came out in 2004. So I'm assuming, I don't know if these are like three films that are connected or if it's like a memory situation where they're all just kind of like maybe just connected by theme or filmmaker, one of those situations, or like a Tarantino sort of thing. I don't know. But it premiered at the 53rd Annual Cannes Film Festival and received acclaim. The actor for Mr. Chow won Best Actor, becoming the first Hong Kong actor to receive the honor. It was selected as the Best International Film for the 73rd Academy Awards, but was not nominated. I think okay, so the 2000 nominations, let's see. 2000 Academy Award Best International Film. I want to look that up real quick. Like, who is the list? Okay. Oh, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon won that year. Never mind. I was like, what film won international feature against this one? Oh, it was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Never mind. I was like, what was, okay, so 2000 was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon from Taiwan, which from by Ang Lee. Okay, yep. And it was up against a movie from the Czech. I don't know the other films, but Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is like known through the zeitgeist of American films as one of like the greatest films created. So I was like, oh, never mind. Which sucks. I think it could have been nominated. I think this should have been nominated at least. I don't think it would have beat Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, but I think it should have been nominated. It was quality enough for it to have been. I wish it would have been. That would have been nice. No shade to any of the other nominees that year in the Academy Awards, but I think it should have been. Yeah. So I looked at the plot. It did not give me anything that I didn't know from watching the movie. The thing that sucks is I honestly, the first 2/3 of this film, I think, are absolutely amazing. I think the first 2/3 of this film are near perfection. Like, in terms of style, the way that the two of them, like... Now, the guy that plays Mr. Chow from the beginning of the film, I think he was instantly magnetized towards her. Like, from the beginning, like the way that he looked at her, the way that like he went out of his way like to see her and stuff. I think it took her a while to come around when they were starting to write together. I think that's when she started to kind of come around to liking him. But for me, the best scenes in the film are when they're practicing for when the affair like gets confronted, like when they practice her confronting the husband about the affair. And I don't blame her for being emotional because that's a big deal. Like, I got the impression from the beginning of the movie that Mr. Chow wasn't surprised that his wife cheated on him. I just got that impression. I got that impression he wasn't surprised. He was disappointed and upset, but he wasn't surprised. Her, I feel like she was surprised. And so I think it hit her in different ways, which I think is a great theme to point out at, is that if someone is cheated on by their spouse, that people react in different ways to that. They react in different ways. Two of my coworkers that work at the same place I do, last year, my one coworker's wife cheated on him. And it was like, he was blindsided. It came out of nowhere. And he had a very distinct reaction to it. Like, he was just floored and it completely devastated him. And I work with both of them now. It's awkward, very awkward, but she's not bothered by it. And I'm like, it's like one of those, like, just, and I don't know both sides of the story. I only really know his in great detail because he was very adamant about telling people, being like, this happened to me, because he rightfully so was very victimized by it. But I don't know her side as well. So regardless, people react differently to situations like that. They really do. But I kind of working with her, I did get the idea that one thing that Mrs. Chan brings up throughout the film is the idea that once you're married, your individuality and your life changes. I think that for me was the best discussion in the film is when when they're talking about how when they were single, they didn't have to worry about doing things for others. They were out for themselves, which I'm single, so I very much understand that. But I also have friends that are married, and yeah, once you're married, you're with that person. They're your partner. So the things you do involve them. Now, with that being said, this is 1962 Hong Kong, and Chinese, and Hong Kong relationships and the laws there, and like unwritten laws of like cultural like standings on divorce and stuff like that. Like, I don't know what it was like back then in that culture. Did people get divorces, or did you kind of just be like, you either left them and you didn't say anything about it, or you went on about your day? Like, how did that work back then? I'm not from Hong Kong, so I don't know that culture. And so it might have been very difficult, back in the 60s and 70s in the US, divorce wasn't exactly something you just did. It was a pretty significant deal. And a lot of women at that time, I don't think women in the US could get their own credit card or open their own bank account until like the 60s or 70s, which is wild, which is insane. But a lot of women, they couldn't get out of those marriages because they didn't have any financial independence or ways to work for themselves. There was a lot of misogyny and patriarchy that kept that from happening. And so I think that you kind of have to look at her and him as two different people because they have two different circumstances. Like, what jobs were offered to him and how did society handle him leaving his wife versus her leaving her husband? Because I think the social standings between the two of them would have very different reactions. Like, nobody questions him going out and seeing, being out all the time while his wife is away. Nobody questions that, but she gets questioned by the landlord for being out and away from her husband when she should be at home waiting on him, which is utter BS, by the way. I was like, no, she can go out and do her own thing. She's a big girl. She's a big grown up. She can do that. But that was the mentality at the time and the way that culture views things. And it's kind of similar now. I mean, I always view it as a giant red flag if your significant other is not okay with you being around people of the opposite sex. I feel that as a red flag. Like, again, my coworker who, even before him and his wife divorced, he would come over and hang out with like a group of us, and it was co-ed. There was like men and women and non-binary people there, and he would come hang out with us without her because she went to bed at like 8 a.m. At least that's what we assume. But like, she would go bed early and he would stay up later, and he'd come over and hang out. It wasn't a big deal. He wasn't doing anything. He was just hanging out. We were watching TV, all of us together, like watching a show that we all watched like on every Friday night or something. It was Drag Race. We get together and watch Drag Race on Fridays, and he would just come over and watch it with us. Like, there's no big deal. But I always think it's a red flag if your partner is not okay with you hanging out with other people. I don't like that. That'd be a big deal breaker for me, being like, hey, if you want to go hang out with your friends and I'm not feeling up to it, go have fun. I can be a homebody and chill out, but if I want to go hang out with my friends and you don't want to come, then you have to be okay with me doing that. And that, you and your partner should have that trust. If you don't have that trust, that's a problem, and you need to probably take care of that, or you shouldn't be together. That's just my opinion. But they kind of tackle stuff like this in this movie. And like, leading up to him talking about leaving for Singapore, there was all of this yearning and the touches and the glances and like the way, like when she was in the rain and he was talking about leaving for Singapore and they were like rehearsing what that would be like, and she just kind of broke down in his arms, and the way he like held her. It was so good. It was so good. And then I hated that he left without properly saying goodbye. Like, their communication kind of was starting to fizzle out because she was too worried they were going to get caught, and he didn't want the pressure of the gossip anymore, and he wanted to get away from it. The thing that makes me mad is that she tracks him down in Singapore, goes to his apartment, and he calls, and she doesn't talk to him. I'm like, you went all that way to Singapore. Why couldn't you talk to him? Why couldn't you do that? What? I will be honest. The last 15 minutes of the movie probably took it down a notch for me because I don't know the whole Cambodia scene. Like, I understand thematically that he wanted to carve, like he told the friend he was going to carve into the tree. You're supposed to carve into a tree a hole and like speak your secret into it and cover it up with mud. He, instead of going and finding a tree in the mountains, he went to Cambodia into a temple and spoke into a hole, which it looked nice. I feel like the production team was like, hey, we've got permissions to film in Cambodia for a day. You want to go do it? And they were like, sure beans. And so they just fit it in because it felt very tacked on. The whole thing with the ceremony and the stuff in French and then him just being in Cambodia 3 years later with no context. That felt very tacked on. And then it was like, why 3 years later? Like, it was 3 years after he saw her in the apartment with her son. So why'd he wait 3 extra years before he spoke his secret? And the Wikipedia thing says it's during the Vietnam War. He travels to Cambodia, but I'm like, why'd you wait 3 years to go to Cambodia and talk into the hole? Why didn't you? And then it's like, is it really a secret that you liked her? Is it really a secret because you told her that you liked her? You explained that you thought you could just be friends and it wasn't going to work out that way. So if that's not the secret, then what was the secret? I guess it's supposed to be ambiguous. But the thing that kind of got me was the ending of this film and kind of the circumstances between these two. I kept thinking about it during it, but you can't see it because it's right there on the wall and it's not very easily seen. But one of my favorite movies of all time is Lost in Translation, which came out 3 years after this. So I don't know if the creators had watched In the Mood for Love or not. They could have, they might not have. But if you've not seen Lost in Translation, watch it. It's an amazing film. But what it is it's Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson. They are the two main characters. And without spoiling the plot, Bill Murray is a aging like actor playing himself, who gets hired to go do a commercial in Japan, and him and his wife are kind of like having a quarrel. And then Scarlett Johansson is living in Japan with her boyfriend, who is her newlywed husband. They're actually newlyweds, that they just got married, and he's a celebrity photographer, and they're kind of like, the honeymoon phase is over, and they're kind of like having a quarrel too. So you have two couples. You have Bill Murray, who's been with his wife forever, and they're having like a midlife crisis in their relationship. And then you have Scarlett Johansson, who's a newlywed, but her and her husband, like the magic has wore off, and now she's having doubts about their marriage. And so the two of them, Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson, kind of become friends they kind of are fish out of water, and they become friends throughout the story. And the ending of that movie is bittersweet like this one. But the ending of Lost in Translation is bittersweet, but in a way that connects the two of them one more time. And then it has probably one of the best endings of any movie I've ever seen. I love that ending so much. And the ambiguity of it, but yet you get like a concrete, like something happens, and like, I won't spoil it, but you should watch it. It's really good. But the ending of it connects the two of them one more time. And it's bittersweet, and there's all this yearning, and all this stuff happens, but you end the movie feeling like, okay, like it's not the happy ending that you expect, because in that circumstance, what happy ending is there? It's kind of like this movie. What happy ending is there? They're both still, she's still married. How does she leave her husband? What happens there? Like all that. But I felt like the end of this movie, it just kind of drops her. Like she's last seen with her kid, and it's like, well, you've popped out a baby. Guess you're done with the movie. And I was like, where's her agency in that? Like, what does she get one more time? Whereas we end with him, but we started the movie with her. I felt there was a disconnect at the end, and that kept it from being perfect for me. Like that ending, I was like, oh, that could have been better. But I liked it other than that. Like the first 2/3, loved. The whole hotel, I loved just like the dreamlike ambiance of the hotel, the red curtains. It felt like the Black Lodge from Twin Peaks. Like it was very, very ethereal. And I liked how you were never given like, and then the shoes, like where's the follow-up with the slippers? I kept waiting for the follow-up with the damn slippers, and we never saw it. So it was like, it just felt like there was lots of little tiny things I wish it had more resolution, but overall, the style of this movie and the yearning and the ambiance were beautiful. Like I I could stare at the cinematography, like the shots of when they were in different rooms, the use of mirrors, like the way that the offices, everything kind of felt claustrophobic throughout a lot of it. And then like the way that everybody playing Mahjong would like trap them in the rooms. Like there was just this kind of claustrophobia of them trapped in this situation where they can't be together, but they want to be together. And it's like, what do they do? Like, it was so good. It was so good. I think if I hadn't seen Lost in Translation, I would have liked this film even more. But having seen that movie, I'm like, oh no. I think Lost in Translation nails the ending, whereas I wish this film had kind of had more of an ending that still kept them together rather than push them apart. Because honestly, when you have at the ending, both of them go to the apartment at the very end. She's with her kid. And she looks out the window, and I don't know if she sees him or if they see each other through the window. I don't know what happens there, but her last scene is her with her son, who we get no context for. And then we see him in the apartment giving the gift, but then we get an extra scene of him in Cambodia, and we don't get any follow-up with her. So I would have liked that. That would have been nice. But overall, it's really good. So the title's original Chinese title, the film's Chinese title, means the age of blossoms or flowery years, a Chinese metaphor for the fleeting time of youth, beauty, and love, and derives from a song of the same name by Zhou Zhan from a 1946 film. The English title derives from the song I'm in the Mood for Love. Director Wong had planned to name the film Secrets until listening to the song late in post-production. I don't think I would have liked Secrets as the title, so I think that was a good choice. So it went through a long gestation period. In the 1990s, Wong Kar-wai found some commercial success, much critical acclaim, and wide influence on other filmmakers throughout Asia and the world, with films such as Chungking Express and Fallen Angels, both set in present-day Hong Kong. His 1997 film Happy Together was also successful internationally, winning him Best Director at the Cannes Film Festival and surprising many. And then we got lots of other things about his other movies that he's created so far. So he began work on a script, and he tended to treat it on a very loose basis with his work to secure financing and left things open during the shoot. There would be difficulty securing permission to shoot in Beijing with his spontaneous methods of working and potential political sensitivities in setting his film in the mid-20th century China. Okay. So interesting. The story he wrote would slowly evolve into In the Mood for Love after transposing its setting away from mainland China back to 1960s Hong Kong. Okay, so a little bit on there. There's a little bit on if you look up the wiki article, there's a pretty big note just about the cast and things like that. He planned to make a film set primarily in Hong Kong. It didn't simplify matters when it came to the shoot. The city's appearance had much changed since the 1960s, and his personal nostalgia for the time added to his desire for historical accuracy. He had little taste for working in studio settings, let alone using special effects to imitate the look of the past. Christopher Doyle later discussed the necessity of filming where the streets, the buildings, and even the sight of the clothes hanging on the lines could give a real energy to the actor and stories, whose outlines were constantly open to revision as shooting progressed. While set in Hong Kong, a portion of the filming, like the outdoor and hotel scenes, were shot in less modernized neighborhoods of Bangkok, Thailand. Further, a brief portion later in the film set in Singapore was shot in Hong Kong. In the final sequences, the film incorporates footage of Angkor Wat, Cambodia, where Leung's character is working as a journalist. Yeah, I feel like we should have gotten a little bit more in the plot about him working as a journalist. That was not ever said in the movie. So it's like, okay, why is he there? I think it would have been good to have that like stated. You could definitely tell that they were working, which is kind of genius. The way now that you know they were kind of constrained on the shooting and trying to get the locations to be accurate. The filming is so claustrophobic at times and you're in the same places. They just kind of shot in the same pattern of locations, like the offices, the hotel, the rooms, the street. It's like the same street, same offices, all this on repeat. It's just the actions. And it kind of lends itself to the story because it's these two growing closer as time goes by and they keep doing the same things, but they're getting closer as they're doing those same things. So I think that's pretty genius. The film took 15 months to shoot, which is crazy. They required a lot of work to understand the times, being slightly younger than Wong and having grown up in a rapidly changing Hong Kong, or in Maggie Cheung's case, partly in the United Kingdom. Oh, okay, interesting. So there's a lot on post-production. The final months of post-production submitted for Cannes Film Festival in May of 2000 were notorious for their confusion. The film was barely finished in time for the festival, as would occur again 4 years later when Wong submitted 2046. Wong continued shooting more and more of In the Mood for Love with the cast and crew as he worked furiously to edit the massive amounts of footage he had shot over the past year. He removed large chunks of the story to strip it down to its most basic element, the relationship between these characters in the 1960s, with brief allusions to earlier and later times. Well, I want to see the director's cut now. I want to see like the full version, because maybe that's part of the reason, like in cutting all of this stuff from the story, like I would have liked to have seen the chunks you removed. Maybe that would have made it better. Despite the lack of commercial interest in Chinese cinema at the time by North American media corporations, Wong reached a distribution deal with USA Films for a limited theatrical release in North America based on a few minutes of footage. Okay. And so he completed the final cut. Although the title in Cantonese and Mandarin is based on a Zhou Zhan song, whose English title is translated Age of Bloom, the international title proved more complex. All right. Finally, having completed the cut, but at a loss for titles, he was listening to I'm in the Mood for Love. Okay. Wong states he was influenced by Hitchcock's Vertigo in making the film. Interesting. The role of Tony in the film reminds me of Jimmy Stewart's in Vertigo. Okay, I can see that. There is a dark side to this character. I think it's very interesting that most of the audience prefers to think that this is a very innocent relationship. These are the good guys because their spouses are the first ones to be unfaithful, and they refuse to be. Nobody sees any darkness in these characters, and yet they are meeting in secret to act out fictitious scenarios of confronting their spouses and of having an affair. I think this happens because the face of Tony is so sympathetic. Imagine if John Malkovich was playing his role. Now that's just shade to John Malkovich. John Malkovich is actually from like a town. He was born in like a town 20 minutes from me, which is hilarious. Wow. You'd think that guy's really weird. Would we? Same in Vertigo. Everybody thinks James Stewart is a nice guy, so nobody thinks his character is actually very sick. I would challenge the director on that. One, what shade to John Malkovich? Damn. But no, I mean, I do love Jimmy Stewart a lot. Jimmy Stewart is one of my favorite actors, so I could think he could do no wrong. I did the pretty privilege of it all. But you know what? I think that the thing is, they do kind of portray Mr. Chow and kind of his desires that he has, and I don't think him being good looking or not would have mattered, because I mean, look at Billy Zane in Titanic, you know? Look at Gaston in Beauty and the Beast. I don't think the good looks matters. I think that your audience can see through that if you give them enough credit. But I do think that the idea, I don't honestly think what they were doing was crazy dark. I mean, their spouses were cheating on them and they weren't cheating at all. They were just kind of being like, how do we therapeutically handle this? So I didn't view it as that crazy, but this was 26 years ago when he said this. So, you know, different times. So the soundtrack had Yumeji's theme, the Angkor Wat theme, Nat King Cole. I was like, wasn't that Nat King Cole in this? Yes. And then Brian Ferry's In the Mood for Love, Zhou Zhan, Rebecca Pan's song as well. Interesting. Okay. Crazy. So in 2020, a 4K restoration of the original film was created. And that's crazy. It's had its 25th anniversary. That is wild. But yeah. So in the box office, its overall box office gross was 17 million. Okay. Or worldwide box office gross. Okay. Interesting indeed. Oh wow. A wide range of filmmakers have taken inspiration from films such as Sofia Coppola. Well, yes, I could see why you would have. Interesting. Apparently in that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once paid homage to it too. I've not seen that one. I need to see it. Yeah. Crazy. Okay, cool. I mean, I really liked this movie. Don't get me wrong. It was very good. I feel like the third act I personally would have liked it to have ended differently. I think, and I'm not saying end like with a happy ending, because I know some people will be like, well, but it has a bittersweet ending and that's the point. No, I think you can have a bittersweet ending. I just feel like it could have been more cohesive at the end and still been bittersweet and heartbreaking, but maybe wrapped up both of their stories a little bit more cohesively and coherently, for me. And I think some of the stuff that the director ended up cutting to get it ready for Cannes, I think could have been left in there to make it make more sense at the very end. I know it's abstract in ways, but even an abstract movie needs to have some kind of direction to it, right? I mean, you can have abstract out the wall, but it has to have like some direction it's going in, even if it's chaotic. So, but I really liked it. I thought this was a good choice. Great way to round out the month. Get some like pseudo romantic yearning film in here. So thank you, Jason N. I enjoyed this a lot. I was wrapped up in it. I was like, what are you doing? What's happening with the slippers? I was wrapped up in this movie and I wanted to see more. I think that's my biggest thing is I want more. And that's usually the sign of a good film. So I am very curious to hear your thoughts down below, what you all thought of this. I'm super excited already for the films that are going to be on our commission tier, that will be on the channel starting in July. So excited about that. I hope you all are as well. It's going to be a fun time. But anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'll be back very soon, y'all, with more reactions. Bye.